Так? Погнали? Ми продовжуємо, і
And
зараз зі мною
let's reconvene. This is an unbelievable interlocutor in front of me. Незламна Руся, indomitable Руся. At 18 years of age, Ruslana Danilkina volunteered. She was a serviceman for 1 year, and during the shelling in Kherson region, she lost a leg, and now she uses her example to show to other servicemen that life goes on. Hello, Timur. Hello. My traditional question to all of my speakers today, well, not only today, but in the last 18 months at least. How are you doing?
Начебто добре, тримаємось.
Seems like I'm okay. Hanging on. Well, almost everybody responds we're hanging on, but everybody invests different meaning into this. So, what do you mean by hanging on? Who helps you to hang on? What
Я
helps
завжди
you
даю
to hang
волю
on?
своїм емоціям, коли це потрібно. А взагалом просинаюся,
Unrein my
збираюся
emotions
думками
when
і
possible,
йду
but
працювати.
usually I wake
Мене
up,
тримає моя родина,
collect my
мене
thoughts
тримають
and go
мої
and work.
хлопці,
My family,
які
my
зараз
boys
на передовій, хлопці,
support
які
me.
зараз
All
з ампутуванням тільки встають на
boys
ноги, і ось
that
це
are still at the front lines, or those who had their limbs amputated, but we all recognize that life goes on.
Інтерв'ю ти дала і розповідала
Well,
про
you've been interviewed
життя
for
Руслани до і після.
so many times, and you explain how your life changed
Що було в
in
думках,
on
що було в
that
голові? Тим більше ти казала,
notorious
що
day.
зрозуміла, що
But
сталося, так? Тобто,
what exactly did you feel or think? Because you claim that you didn't lose consciousness and you acknowledged everything immediately. Yes, I
якась темнота.
immediately acknowledged
Це
that it's over.
подальшого життя просто не існує.
It's
Я розуміла, що
darkness,
я
no
не
further
хочу
life.
жити
I
в такому
recognize
тілі,
that I don't
коли
want
я
to live
приїхала
in the
вже
body like that.
в кінцевий шпиталь. Я
they brought me
прокинулася
to
вночі, і зранку, з ночі
hospital,
до ранку я просто
I
плакала. Я не
woke up
могла
in the middle of the
уявити
night
своє
and
життя
I was
подальше
crying
в такому
till
тілі.
early in the morning
Я
because I
не
couldn't imagine
хотіла
my
нічого.
life in a body like that. I didn't want anything to do
і
with it.
скільки тут тривало?
And for how long did
цей
this
занепад?
stage happen?
Напевно, пару днів
Probably for a couple
після
of days.
моя родина була поряд зі мною.
my family
Я
was
бачила,
with,
як сильно
close to
починали
me.
вони схиляти голову, плакати,
can see
переживати. І тоді я зрозуміла,
how
що я борюся не тільки для
they
себе,
were
заради своєї родини.
and I recognized
І треба
that it's
хоч
my
щось
job
починати робити.
keep
Напевно, я
fighting
почала
for my
обманювати
family
в
as
першу
well.
чергу себе,
And I
що
started
все
by
добре,
cheating
я себе
myself
прийняла.
that everything is
І
okay,
ось
that I accepted
якимось таким
everything.
обманом я дійшла
And
вже
through,
до цієї точки, що я дійсно себе прийняла,
cheating
своє тіло,
myself,
я себе люблю,
I
і все добре.
ultimately acknowledged that I started loving my body again and accepting it the way it is.
Дуже нетривалий був шлях,
Well,
не дивлячись на те,
This
що
didn't take long for you, right? 6 months? Yeah, slightly more than 6 months. But some people,
Так, мені казали,
the whole life is not enough to accept themselves. Yeah, some people told me when I was still a patient in the hospital for the first week, they kept telling me, in order for you to get back to your feet and start living full-fledged life, it would take at least 6 months. But in 2 months' time, I was already walking comfortably on both of my legs, and then I started enjoying my life completely, fully. Is it because of some
це просто прекрасний лайфхак.
force of will? Because we share life hacks to those who only start the new stage of their lives. Well,
Я себе прийняла,
I can't explain this.
Я бачу
I
себе так.
accept myself. I look into the mirror and I tell myself, well, now you lost your leg. I go walking, then I came back to the hospital room. I look at the picture that my brother took of me, and I can see that there's one less leg missing. But then I started walking outdoors, I started talking to people, and then when I came back to my ordinary life, not in the hospital, but living the ordinary life, I recognized that actually it's a new life, but the life that you can get used to. Because as soon as you accept and acknowledge the status quo, then, from then on, you start treating things differently. I cannot do certain things like I used to do before, but now I start doing things differently, automatically, and I sometimes don't feel the difference. Yeah, of course, I'm sad once in a while. So you do feel sadness. Yeah, of course, it does happen. But most importantly, we need to learn how to accept those difficult moments, how to live through them. And what helps is recognizing why I'm sad. What can I do to overcome it? Well, if need be, I can cry in the darkness, in the silence, but then when I wake up, I don't remember what was back last night. I start talking to people. There are so many patients that I need to help daily. When you have your goal in life, something that supports you, something that gives you the impetus to live, well, how was your rehabilitation going on? Well, initially, medicines. I've stopped taking painkillers in 2 or 3 weeks' time because I wanted to learn how to control my pain. Then I started doing some exercises, and soon enough, I get to the superhuman center because not everyone can get on the prosthetics in 2 months' time, but my process of rehabilitation proved to be okay, and in 2 months' time I got rehabilitated both physically and mentally. Of course, I kept doing exercises, and I had to learn how to walk fast enough because I had to get back home to Odessa. And I can tell you that rehabilitation is when you need to go shopping, you click in that new leg of yours, and it's a new experience, walking on the prosthetics, walking on your own, on this artificial leg. Initially, it was tough. And then I would come back to the rehabilitation center, then get back to normal life. So it took me 3 months to attend my therapy, and then now I'm the employee of the center. So yeah, you mentioned your patients. So what is the scope of your duties right now? I am on the staff of Superhuman Center from September the 1st. Yes. Unfortunately, I haven't been to the center because I've been to Kyiv all the time, but in a couple of days I will be back to the center as a full-time rehabilitation expert who will demonstrate to people, yes, it's tough, but it's possible. They can see how I can take stairs, how I can walk up the hills. I take them up the hills. I help the guys who start using their prosthetics. I try to explain to them what exactly they need to do to try and accept it. So there are lots of tiny things like that, but it's all about explaining stuff, sharing my personal life story, and teach my boys how to keep living. Well, my congratulations with your new position. Thank you. Well, now, staying emotionless, if you can. How can you assess your lifestyle now? Well, it's an unbelievable life that I have. Recently, I don't even have time to cry. I just don't have free time to cry. I am constantly busy working and talking to people, and it helps. I remember when I was still under rehabilitation myself, for a while I was apathetic. I didn't want to do anything. But now, everything is okay. I came to realize that I don't feel sorry about what happened to me. What I have now, experience and knowledge in my head, my attitude towards life in my heart, that's unbelievable. Yeah, that's truly unbelievable. What are you dreaming about?
Знаєте, багато хто мене питає про
Lots of people ask me about my dreams, and unfortunately, I cannot respond to that question because when I was at the front lines, I was dreaming at that time. But then, one day, all my dreams got shattered. After I got wounded, my dream was to get back on my feet. I did that. Now, my dream is probably the only dream that I have. It is about peaceful skies above our heads so that our people, even with severe wounds, would still feel happy. It's tough to believe that, but you can live happily when there is peace, finally. Well, I read somewhere that you are dreaming about skating and bicycling. Yeah, in time, of course, but I can learn to jog with these prosthetics. I try jogging myself, but unfortunately, I don't have enough time to invest into this new skill of mine, to run, to jog. Well, but once in a while, I learn how to jump. The time will come for that, of course. When the time is right, I will start cycling and skating. Well, I would ask you to make a statement. Here's the camera. So, can you address both the military personnel and the civilians, those who are starting their new lives? What should they do in order to keep moving forward and live full life? I keep mentioning this, and let me reiterate it over and over again. People, you can do much more than you thought. I recognize that based on my own experience, you need to have the goal in life. You need to recognize what exactly do you want from your life, from the prosthetics of your leg or the prosthetic of your arm. You need to clearly try to achieve this goal without keeping your head down. Thank you, indomitable Rusia.